Imagine having a face so grotesque, so fundamentally disturbing, that you look like a rejected concept from a horror movie. Your snout extends forward in a long, flat, blade-like projection that makes up nearly a third of your total length. It's not sleek, it's not streamlined. It's a pale, fleshy protrusion covered in sensory pores, jutting out from your head like a deformed sword someone grafted onto your skull. Beneath this snout, your jaws are hidden, retracted back into your head, coiled like a spring waiting to explode. And your skin, your terrible, flabby skin, is pink. Not the healthy pink of blood flow beneath white tissue, but a sickly, translucent pink that makes you look like something that died weeks ago and is slowly decomposing in deep water. Your body is soft, almost gelatinous, lacking the muscular definition of other sharks. You're flabby, saggy, covered in loose skin that hangs off your frame like an ill-fitting suit. Your fins are weak and uncoordinated. Your tail is asymmetrical and inefficient. Everything about your appearance screams mistake, like evolution was designing a proper shark, had a stroke halfway through, and decided to ship the unfinished product anyway. You are, by every aesthetic standard, one of the ugliest creatures in the ocean, and unlike other deep-sea fish that at least have the excuse of living where nobody can see them, you're occasionally caught by fishing trawlers and brought to the surface where humans can photograph your nightmare face and share it across the internet with captions like "Nature's mistakes" and "What in the Lovecraftian hell is this?" Welcome to the life of a goblin shark. You are born in the deep sea, somewhere between 300 and 4,000 feet below the surface, in the mesopelagic and bathypelagic zones where sunlight fades to nothing and the water pressure increases with every foot of depth. You emerge from an egg case. Goblin sharks are oviparous, laying eggs rather than giving live birth, as a miniature version of your adult form, already sporting that elongated snout, already looking like something that shouldn't exist. And from your very first moments of independent life, you're hunting in near-total darkness, navigating by senses other than sight, living in an environment so hostile and barren that your bizarre adaptations are the only things keeping you alive. Your snout, that long, flat, horrifying snout, is covered in ampullae of Lorenzini, electroreceptor organs that can detect the electrical fields produced by other animals. This is your primary sense, your main way of perceiving the world. You sweep your snout through the water like a metal detector, sensing the bioelectric signatures of fish, squid, crustaceans. Anything with a nervous system produces electrical signals, and you can detect them. In theory, this makes you an effective hunter in the darkness where vision is useless. In practice, it makes you dependent on a hunting method that requires you to get very close to prey before you can detect them, because electrical fields don't travel far in seawater. And when you do detect prey, when your snout finally picks up the electrical signature of something edible, your hunting technique is simultaneously impressive and revolting. Your jaws, those terrible, protrusible jaws, shoot forward from your face like something from an alien movie. The entire jaw apparatus extends outward at high speed, traveling several inches beyond your skull, the mouth opening to reveal rows of needle-like teeth. You literally launch your face at your prey, your jaws exploding forward, grabbing the target, and then retracting back into your head with the captured food. It happens in a fraction of a second. One moment your jaws are hidden, the next they've shot forward and grabbed something, and then they're back inside your head as if nothing happened. It's effective, yes, but it's also horrifying to witness and presumably exhausting to perform. The biomechanics of shooting your jaws forward requires specialized musculature, elastic ligaments, a skull structure that can accommodate this extreme movement. Every hunt requires you to launch a significant portion of your facial anatomy outward and then retract it over and over every time you feed. And the energy cost must be substantial. You're not just biting, you're mechanically extending and retracting your entire jaw structure with each feeding attempt. Your teeth are long, thin, needle-like, designed to grasp rather than cut. They're not the robust, serrated teeth of a great white or the crushing plates of a bull shark. They're delicate, specialized for gripping soft-bodied prey like squid and small fish. When you catch something, you have to swallow it whole or in large pieces because your teeth can't really tear flesh effectively. You're gulping down prey items that are sometimes nearly as large as your head, your elastic stomach stretching to accommodate meals that you might not get again for days or weeks. And food is desperately scarce in your habitat. The deep sea is a biological desert, sustained only by the marine snow that drifts down from the productive surface waters. Dead plankton, fecal pellets, decomposing organisms. The deeper you go, the less food is available, the more spread out prey becomes. You might go weeks between meals. Your metabolism has slowed to accommodate this scarcity, your body running on minimum power to conserve energy, but you're still always hungry, always searching, always sweeping your snout through the darkness, hoping to detect the electrical signature of something edible. Your swimming ability is pathetic. That soft, flabby body doesn't generate the powerful, efficient propulsion that other sharks achieve. Your asymmetrical tail doesn't provide optimal thrust. Your weak fins can't make rapid adjustments. You swim slowly, awkwardly, drifting more than propelling, conserving energy because rapid movement is too costly for your inefficient body. When you do need to swim quickly, to chase prey or avoid a predator, you're clumsy and uncoordinated. Your loose skin creating drag, your weak muscles struggling to accelerate your mass. You cannot chase down fast-moving prey. You cannot escape from faster predators. Your entire survival strategy depends on ambush hunting in darkness, using your electrical sense to detect prey that wanders close enough for your jaw-launching attack to reach. It's a strategy that works just well enough to keep you alive, but it's a strategy with no margin for error, no backup plan, no alternative approaches. The pressure at your depth is crushing, hundreds of pounds per square inch, enough to compress air and crush rigid structures. Your body has adapted by being soft, by having minimal bone structure, by allowing the pressure to equalize through your tissues. But this adaptation means you cannot survive at shallower depths. The pressure differential would cause problems with your buoyancy, your organ function, your entire physiology. You're trapped in the deep sea, unable to ascend to the more productive waters above, unable to access the greater food availability that exists in shallower zones. And when you are brought to the surface, when fishing trawlers accidentally catch you and haul you up from the depths, you don't just die, you deteriorate rapidly. The pressure change affects your tissues, your organs expand, your body begins to fail, and humans photograph you in your death throes, capturing images of your protruding jaws, your pink skin, your alien appearance, and those images spread across the internet where millions of people react with disgust, horror, and morbid fascination. You become a meme. The Goblin shark, they write, proof that nature has nightmares. Your species is defined not by your remarkable adaptations, but by your appearance, by how disturbing you look to surface-dwelling creatures who have no understanding of your ecology. Your color is perhaps your most distinctive feature and your most visible disadvantage. That pink, translucent skin is the result of having very little pigmentation and thin tissue that allows blood vessels to show through. In the deep sea where you live, color doesn't matter because there's no light to reflect, but when you're brought to the surface or photographed, you look diseased. You look like a shark that's been skinned, like something that should be dead but is somehow still moving. Other sharks have beautiful coloration, the blue of a blue shark, the patterns of a leopard shark, the sleek gray of a great white. You're pink, sickly, corpse-like pink. Your eyes are small and relatively non-functional, adapted to a world where vision provides minimal useful information. You can probably detect light and dark, can sense movement in the rare instances when bioluminescent creatures pass nearby, but you cannot see in any meaningful sense. You navigate by electrical sensation and perhaps by detecting water movements through your lateral line. You're essentially blind, hunting in darkness, relying on senses that other sharks use as supplementary tools, but which for you are primary survival mechanisms. The loneliness of your existence is absolute. Goblin sharks are solitary, rarely encountered even by researchers who specifically search for them. You drift through the deep sea alone, separated from other goblin sharks by miles of empty water. You might go your entire life without encountering another member of your species outside of mating. There's no social structure, no communication, no interaction beyond the brief and poorly understood reproductive encounters that occasionally occur. You are alone in the most profound sense, isolated in three-dimensional space, in an environment so vast and empty that loneliness becomes your default state. Your bizarre appearance has made you famous in a way that doesn't benefit you. Articles are written about you, videos are made, museum displays feature preserved specimens of your body. You're the goblin shark, the living fossil, the alien shark, always defined by your strangeness, always presented as nature's oddity. But this fame doesn't translate into conservation efforts or habitat protection. You're interesting but not charismatic. You're scientifically notable but not economically valuable. You're too ugly to generate the public sympathy that dolphins or sea turtles receive, too rare to be a significant fishery concern, too deep-dwelling to affect human activities. Your jaw mechanism, the feature that scientists find most remarkable, is your most developed characteristic, the thing evolution invested most heavily in. But even this impressive adaptation is just a solution to the problem of hunting in an environment where food is scarce and vision is useless. It's not making your life better, it's just barely keeping you alive. You can launch your jaws forward several inches in a fraction of a second, and it's still not enough to make hunting easy, still not enough to provide abundant food, still not enough to do anything except marginally improve your chances of catching prey that you can barely detect until you're right next to it. The deep sea substrate where you hunt is soft sediment, accumulated over millions of years, the compressed remains of countless dead organisms that drifted down from above. You sometimes rest on this sediment, lying on the bottom, conserving energy, waiting for something to pass close enough to detect. You're not buried like some bottom-dwelling fish. You're just lying there, your pink body resting on gray mud, your elongated snout extended, your small eyes staring at nothing, your body barely moving except for the slow respiratory movements of your gills. And you're alive, technically. Your heart beats, your blood circulates, your brain processes the minimal sensory input your environment provides. But you're alive the way a machine left running is alive, functional but not thriving, operational but not flourishing, existing without any evidence that existence has value beyond itself. This is what it means to be born as a goblin shark, to have a face so disturbing that humans recoil in horror when they see you, to hunt by launching your jaws forward like a biological weapon, to swim slowly through eternal darkness with a body so soft and flabby that you look like you're melting, to be pink in a world without light, where your color serves no purpose except to make you look diseased when dragged into environments where color is visible, to be a living fossil, the last remnant of an ancient lineage, surviving but never succeeding, persisting but never prospering. You're drifting through the deep ocean right now, somewhere between 1,000 and 3,000 feet below the surface. Your elongated snout sweeping slowly through the water. Your electroreceptors searching for the faint electrical signature of prey. You're hungry. You're always hungry. The last meal you caught was days ago, and the next might be days away. Your soft body moves through the darkness with minimal energy expenditure, conserving calories, rationing resources, existing at the absolute minimum level required to maintain life. Above you, miles above, the surface world continues. Dolphins leap through waves, coral reefs burst with color, sea turtles migrate across oceans. The sun shines on water that sparkles and dances. Fish school in synchronized beauty. Life happens in abundance and diversity. And you're down here, in the dark, in the cold, in the pressure, with your grotesque snout and your launching jaws and your pink flabby body, alone, always alone, hunting in darkness for food that barely exists, using adaptations that look impressive on paper but translate to a life of grinding scarcity and isolation. This is your existence. This is what you were born into. And that face, that terrible, nightmare-inducing, horror movie face, is the thing that defines you to the world. The thing that makes you memorable for all the wrong reasons. The thing that ensures that even when humans finally discover you and study you and document you, they do so with a mixture of scientific fascination and visceral disgust. You are the goblin shark. You are ancient and adapted and surviving against all odds in one of Earth's harshest environments. And you are also, by every aesthetic measure, one of the ugliest creatures evolution has ever produced. There is no escape from that truth. There is no rebranding your appearance. There is only the darkness, the hunger, the solitude, and the launching jaws that barely keep you alive in a world that has no comfort to offer and never will.